Yo, what up, YouTube? This is Youngest Chief, and today I don't really have much on my mind. I'm kind of like exhausted mentally. I'm drained basically. So I'm about to just chat, and I guess I'll just tell you guys a little bit about myself since everybody's has a lot of eyes on me. There's a lot of eyes, and I'm sure they want to know more about me. So I'll just tell you guys a little bit about myself, I guess. So, what should we start with? Oh yeah, okay. I'll start with just like how growing up was basically. So, my mom and dad. So my dad is Native American. My mom is white. I hate that term, but whatever. But she comes from her family comes from Poland, Germany, and some place like that. And so I think when my dad started dating my mom and having kids with her, I don't think my grandparents really approved of it, just because the stereotype around Native Americans is not that good from non-Native Americans. This is the two stereotypes usually. Either one, they're alcoholics, or two, they have lots of casino money and they're very rich. And that is 1% of them. The rest of the Native Americans have nothing, pretty much. And they are alcoholics, or they do have addictions, or at least a lot of trauma or that they're dealing with. But anyways, my dad was always in and out of jail, in and out of prison, and I never really knew my dad that much growing up. Yeah, he was pretty much in prison my whole life until I turned I don't know, maybe 12. He was always in and out though. And then I turned 12, and then when I was in middle school, he was out of prison for quite some time. He was doing really well. He found a new girlfriend and had another kid. But then, yeah, then that incident with the cop happened, and then he went to prison for life, which is super fucked up for the fact that, one, in the state of Minnesota, he got charged with first-degree murder. But in the state of Minnesota, if you are under the influence, he was drinking alcohol, right? If you are under the influence, you cannot be premeditated murder. How is it premeditated? If you are not in control of your mind. You're under the influence, right? That's what they say. That's what I've learned in the 10 treatments I've been in, that it's you're not in control of your mind. So how could it be premeditated murder if he was drunk? And he was at his own house that the cops showed up to I don't know, someone called in for a drunk driving, and he was already home at that point. What's the point of even going over there? He's not driving anymore. That's besides the point. He still shouldn't have been driving, but how could it be premeditated when he was at his own home and the cops came to the home? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, something's off about that story. But anyway, he would die. He would have been killed by the cops if it wasn't on Native American land. Because if a news article came out that says cops killed Native American on tribal land, that would have just caused an uproar throughout the whole country. So, I mean, if I was a cop and I seen my cop friend just get killed, I'd fucking I'd kill him for sure. So I understand. I play both sides. I play it fair. I see both sides of the picture. Yeah, that's my dad. But like if that was my cop homie, like, and we were like good, like that's my brother too, like we worked together, like stopping crime, you better bet I'd fucking shoot him back. But anyways, that's besides the point. Yeah, but I think he got wronged in court. Bogus. But it is what it is. Yeah, I don't even know. It is what it is. Like, I didn't talk to my dad for my whole life, basically. Until... Like, it took me 10 years to forgive my dad after that incident had happened. And... I told him I'd never talk to him. Like, I wrote him a letter saying, like, I don't want to hear from him ever again. Like, I don't want him to ever, like, he basically failed as a father. I basically told him, but then, like, when I was dating my first true love, she convinced me that I should, because my sister started to go see him, because my dad and my sister were very close, and my sister was going to visit him in jail, and she asked if I wanted to go with, and I was like, nah, I ain't trying to go. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like, no. But then she got me thinking, like, maybe I should do it. So then I just wrote a letter. And then I realized that, like, yeah, I'm the one holding on to the pain. And like, it's only hurting me that I have not forgiven him. So it felt good to forgive him. And it took a while to still, like, talk to him and stuff. But I finally, me and him, we talk almost every week now. And he's probably my biggest supporter in life at the moment, honestly. Which is the craziest thing to think about for me. It's just that, like, I never wanted anything to do with this person. And now that I have nobody around, and now that I realize everybody around me was not there to support me, and he calls me every week, and, like, he understands, like, what I tell him, and he supports me in, like, what I want to do in life, and he doesn't think none of my ideas are, like, too wild or unrealistic. Like, he says, like, yeah, you should go do that. And, like, I just never would have thought that, like, it's so ironic to me. But, you know, forgiveness can do a lot. It really can. And, yeah. And since we've developed this relationship, I've like felt a lot better within myself, and yeah, I've got more confident, and I don't know, I just enjoy talking to him. Like, when he's not drunk, and that's the thing I know too, is that if you're under the influence too, it does a lot to somebody. And my grandparents, my mom's side of the grandparents, always talk about, like, when he got drunk, he was just a violent person, or like he just turned into somebody, like, different. And it comes from our generation. Like, obviously, my grandpa, his dad was the alcoholic who later on he got sober, and then he started doing Bible study and reading the Bible, and he was a really good guy. But you could see where the trauma is passed down from the whole generations before, and especially in the Native Americans, and just all the pain that we've felt just from a long time. But my grandpa got cancer when I was in the 6th grade, and then when my dad had killed this cop, it was like within the same month. So my grandpa passed away, and then my dad went to prison for life. And then that's when, like, if I had two hearts, both of them would be ripped out of me. Would have been at that time. And then from that moment, it was like when people get that one thing, lobotomy or whatever. I don't know. Is that it? Where you're just like flatline, but you're still alive, but you're just like, I think that, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that might be it. I'm not sure. But that's how it felt like for quite some time. growing, or like after that happened. That's what happened. It's just like I basically had like resting bitch face. If that was an emotion, like that was me for like the next 7 years probably, and then very depressed and all type of and that stuff as well. But so like growing up too, I never had really a mom or a dad to look up to or to conversate with or to help me out through life, guide me. Because my mom, she had 3 kids with my dad before she was 22, so 23. So she had to take care of us alone, provide for us. So she was gone all the time, and we moved schools like every single year. I can't remember. It wasn't until 3rd grade where we stayed at the same school for more than 1 year, and it was just so that's why I always felt like in life when something is going good, I gotta prepare myself because wait, all right, I know this feeling and I know that I'm gonna be ripped away from it because that's what I've experienced my whole life. As soon as something is good, all right, pack it up, it's time to go, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. But so like a conversation like this, me and my mom have probably had like 20 times maybe in my whole life, because she was always working and going to school full time, and I remember one time when I was on the phone with her at treatment, I just told her that I wish that instead of her working all the time and trying to provide for her kids, like she would take time to like hang out with us or get to know us or like have a relationship with us. And like I don't know, that conversation just really always stuck with me because I don't know, I just always wanted to like, I don't know nothing about my mom. I don't know anything about her. Like it's all I know is that she is very good at providing for her children, and she is very successful, and she can accomplish anything she wants, even if all the odds are stacked against her. So I know that's what gives me my motivation, is that if I see my mom do it with 3 kids, and I see my nieces and nephews, and I know that kids are not easy to take care of, especially me and my sisters were bad as hell. We were the bad. I feel bad for my mom, but anyway, yeah, that conversation just always stuck with me. Just I wish I had this relationship with my mom that I just never got to, but I love my mother though. She's done everything for us kids to have a nice life, which I guarantee as a mother, like that's the only thing, that's what you would wish for your kids, for them to like not have to worry about anything, or but yeah, I just always wished I would have had that. I told her that, yeah, I just wish I would have preferred if we had like bare minimal stuff and I had a really good relationship with her than to have a good life and be taken care of, like well taken care of, and no relationship. But I mean, like, she has her own goals, she has her own dreams of like what she wanted to do in life, and even though she has kids and children, like I still understand that she still wants to have a life. She never probably got to have a life growing up because she had 3 kids, so she never really got to enjoy her own life. And I guess that's really just hitting me right now that I've never thought of it like that, honestly. Damn. That kind of makes sense though. Like she never got to enjoy her life, so it makes sense why she's like going all types of places and stuff. Cause she runs a treatment center and she's doing really well in life for herself. So, I mean, I guess that really makes sense. But yeah, I've forgiven her. I love my mom greatly. Like we've never seen eye to eye, just because she's always been hard-headed and she's always just been like, it's my way or the highway type of thing. And then I kind of always got that same thing from her. Like, it's my way or the highway. Like, and I always had this. I always had like this. This is how I felt towards situations. Like, you were never around, and my dad was never around to raise us. Like, I have taken care of myself my whole life. Like, I don't need you telling me what to do, basically. That's how I felt. Just like a badass little kid. But I didn't know any better. But she was trying to tell me things that I couldn't do, and like, she pretty much just controlling me, basically. She hated compromising, and yeah. So we never got along. And then once I moved out and as time went on, I realized that the less we are together and the less information she knows about my life, like, the much better our relationship is. When she's not asking me, like, what am I doing, where am I going, who am I hanging out with, whatever, that's when our relationship started getting a lot better, because we started talking about stuff that didn't just involve me. Like, you know, I hated that. Like, I wanted to talk about stuff that, you know, what have you, like, I don't know, something that wasn't about me. But yeah, now our relationship is really good. But yeah, she's one of my biggest inspirations for being successful and showing me that it's possible, even if it's going to be really shitty and it's gonna suck and it's gonna be long, a hard journey, but it can be successful if you just stick to it and just have faith. But yeah, but that's exactly why, like, I've had trouble navigating throughout my own life and relationships and that type of things. Is just that I've really had no parents guiding me. I've pretty much been on my own since like a little kid. That's what it felt like. Me and my sisters are very close. I love my sisters so much. Yeah, I'm very close with all my sisters. Yeah, I don't know. I love my family, honestly. Even though, like, none of them, like, they all thought that what I was doing or what I'm doing in life, like, that I wasn't doing enough, I guess. I guess the whole reason that is just because I didn't let them know, like, what I was doing as much as, I guess because I never asked. I only told them about, like, things that I was doing, but when I told them that I was just healing, because when I came out of treatment, so after like the 6 or 7 treatment, like, my family pretty much just gave up on me. They're like, okay, you're obviously not gonna ever get better. Like, you're just gonna. They all thought that I was gonna die from drugs, and like I was gonna, and like they were just, I don't know. But so they never thought I would be like this successful in life. And then when I took the time to, like, heal, and it was like 4 years, and like I was not doing anything in life really besides just trying to heal, while still, like, yeah, they're always just wondering, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, you know, they didn't know that, like, I'm gifted like this. Well, they did, but when I talked to my older sister, she says, like, this information hurts her brain when I talk like this to her. So it's like, yeah, okay. Because I hate these, like, if a conversation isn't meaningful, like, yo, did you see that? You see that clip of that dude, you know, whatever, on the dirt bike? It's like, I don't care about that, honestly. Those conversations, I would rather not talk at all than to say, than to have just, like, these pointless conversations. That's always how I felt growing up. Just like, if it doesn't have any meaning behind it, stop conversating. No, I'm just playing. That's how I used to feel, but now I understand that, you know, some of that small chit chat is, you know, it's good every once in a while, but yeah. So my family just never really understood me because I Also, like in school, like I didn't graduate high school on time and stuff. And when you try to explain somebody this information and they think of you as like, wait, how do you know that stuff? Like you're not that smart. Like we know you. You're not that smart. It's like, no, I actually am. And yeah, I am your brother and I'm really this smart. Like, I don't know if it's just like an envious thing or jealousy or just they see me growing up and they're like, yo, where did this come from? It's like, I don't even know. It's honestly when I woke up from when like I had that vision after I overdosed and like I knew my life had purpose. The only thing I seeked in life after that moment was spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom. What is my purpose here on earth? I have to be on earth for a reason because I should not be alive. The vision I just seen had to have some type of meaning, and I just had to find out what it was. And that's when like my spiritual journey really began. And what I told myself is that I should be dead right now. So, and up until that point, I had no meaning in life. Like I had no strive to do anything with my life. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to do this or do that. I didn't really see myself doing, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was play Major League Sports, Major League Baseball. And after I quit that, when I started smoking, life was just, I don't know, everything, because I played sports my whole life. And then when I quit, I pretty much just gave up on my dreams of baseball. I was just like, that's the only one thing I wanted to do in life. Because I wanted to buy my mom a home with the money. And I knew I could easily have been a Major League sports player. But, like, I was really good, but, like, God had He had a different path for my life. But I just didn't see it at the time. And so when I came out of this vision, like, I told myself, if I'm here for this reason, like, I'm going to dedicate my life to this. Because this has saved my life. And the only reason I'm here and I enjoy life now is because I put my time and effort into this. And this is what fills me with joy and happiness. And this is what I love about life. Is just, I love history. I love like the little things in life. And I love how people in the past, how each culture expressed themselves to the gods and how they were all connected with their community and how they all, that type of stuff. That's what really intrigues me, is that what type of way did they live back in the day? And things just seemed way more beautiful at that time when, cultures, when they had their own identities and they still do have their identities, but like when they were really close before all the wars and stuff and whatnot. But it just really intrigues me that the ways that they lived, and like they were themselves. They expressed themselves however they wanted to, in whichever ways they wanted to. And I find that so beautiful. Like their art, the way that they do things, the way that they see things, and their rituals, their spiritual practices. Like, it's so beautiful to me to, like, it's all, I don't know. Like, it's real. I don't even know how to explain it, but every single culture has, like, perfection and beauty within it. And, like, if you get the time to, like, look into them or research and learn about them, I would highly recommend it. Because if you go into it with an open mind, it's very beautiful, like the things that they do and the reasons they do it. And that's just what fills me with joy. And that's what I just dedicated my life to. And then I pretty much have been studying ever since that moment when that happened. But in the meantime, like, I was still struggling. Like, I had 2 DUIs at that time, and then like I didn't have my license for like 4 years. But during that time, I was just wake up every day, just pretty much studying, just reading, hardcore. But growing up too, my mom made us do Bible study as well, so like I understand like Christianity. I grew up Christian, and then my guru introduced me to. He told me like, yo, the Egyptian culture was alive like 3,500 years before Jesus was even alive. Like, what type of religious practice did they have? There had to have been something before Jesus, right? If there was people. And that got me thinking. I was like, wait a minute, I think you're onto something. So then I started researching all these other cultures, and then I was just like, and then I came to the conclusion that every single culture basically tells the same exact story in a different perspective. They all have like the same, pretty much same morals, basically. And each culture has their own like divine beings that they looked up to, that they were like ascended masters. And it got me thinking, like, what are we doing here on earth fighting over which one is right and which one is wrong? It's not black and white. They're all right. And the fact that we fight over it and go to war because of which one we think is right and which one is wrong, they are both right. And it's very mind-boggling to me is that every culture obviously knows that there is a higher purpose, a God. And whether people halfway across the world call their God something else, and we call it something else over here, it doesn't matter what you call it. Somebody who, with no cars, somebody way across the world is probably not going to, they don't speak the same language even. Of course they're not going to have the same name for the God. How could they? Does that make sense? Like that would not even be possible if they didn't even understand the same languages. So, the fact that we fight over which one is right and which one is wrong is completely craziness. I do believe Jesus died for our sins. Jesus is my Savior. I love Jesus. I love God. Jehovah. God is just like a false idol. That's what my guru told me, at least. He told me God was somebody that they would pray to when they were gambling. That's why they say, like, thank God. Like, oh, thank God. Because that's what they would say after, like, they won't win a bet. I don't know, that's what he told me. But I do know Jehovah is, or Yahweh, or whatever. It don't matter. The title that you call him what you want. Like, he represents the same thing. Whatever you have to call him, whatever you address him by, you guys are still, you probably feel the same way if you are praying to him with the same like feeling in your heart when you're praying to God, Allah, whoever, Jehovah, Yahweh, God. Like, to me, these people probably feel the same way in their heart that when they're praying to whatever it is that they are. And Buddhism, they practice like Zen and whatever, like balanced lifestyle and reincarnation, and that is totally true as well. Reincarnation is definitely real, and you can live as many times as you want. My soul knows what my soul knows, and I've seen things that are outside of this planet. Like, I've been shown how the world was created. I've been shown events in the future. I've been outside my body many times, and I understand that even if I lose my human body, my soul is forever. And it doesn't matter what you do on earth, right or wrong, commit sin, whatever, you get another chance at life. This is not, God is all loving. And he doesn't punish anyone. He does not pick and choose who gets to go to heaven and who doesn't. That'd be a pretty messed up God, if you ask me. If God is supposed to be all loving and like he gave his son to die for our sins so everyone could, it doesn't matter if you get baptized or not. Jesus died for every single one of our sins, not just Christians, not just whoever. He died for all of our sins. We all get to have however many chances at life, because this is a learning experience. Earth is not supposed to be a walk in the park. It's not supposed to be easy. Our souls are supposed to grow and learn things. And you get to choose when you come back. You get to choose when you want to, and you get to choose the experience you want to have before you come to Earth. That is, our names are our contracts, are our blueprint. And that doesn't mean you won't have karma in your next life because of the things that you did in your past life. That you'll still have the karma from if you murdered somebody or whatever, or if you do, it's not, you're not prone to you're not like exempt from that. But yeah, our souls are endless. So whatever these religions tell you and fight over, the truth is that when we are all connected, we are all in the image of God. God chooses to express himself through each and every one of us. Like, we are an expression of the Creator. And how each one of us expresses ourselves individually is what the Creator intended life to be about. That is why when, there was, in Judaism, they would study, those who studied the Torah and wrote their own versions of it, or what it meant to them, interpreted it. Like in Judaism, each letter or vowel had two different meanings that it could mean, or different ways of seeing it. And that's the whole thing. That's why the Bible is symbolic or metaphorical, or the way that it is written is it literal? Is it taken literally? Or is it taken, we don't understand the context in which it was written, so no one can tell you what exactly it is or what it isn't. Whoever decided that they have the authority to say that this is what it is and this is what it's not, they don't. Because it's an individualized experience for each and every one of us. However we see it in our own eyes, you cannot tell me that it's wrong. I cannot tell you that you're wrong or whatever. We all have our own way of perceiving things. But yeah, that's basically how I got into this journey. And ever since then, that has been my calling. And I didn't know if I was ever going to even open up about this to anybody, because I knew the gifts that I had within me, but I just knew that the way Jesus was treated and he was killed for expressing himself in a way that was different from what the people believed. And I just had a lot of fear about also I had a lot of fear about people would consider me as the Antichrist. I don't know why. Because that's exactly what I did not want to happen, is that I see this thing, or like I open up myself like this, and then people like look at my past and be like, yo, this kid lived a messed up life. Like, this cannot be this spiritual person. And it's like, I don't know. I don't want people to think like this person's like acting from ego or being egotistical, and like, I don't know. I just had a lot of fear about opening up about it, because I had a feeling there was going to be a lot of people saying some type of thing negative about it. And then Spirit was telling me like, yo, you have to do this. Like, it's what you signed up for. So, and I knew after the first video of me like posting the first video, I just had to do that one part, because after that part, I just knew it'd be downhill from there. It'd be super easy. All I have to do is just be myself and just relay this information and knowledge that I have to share to the world. But it was just getting it out there and being comfortable enough to just put it out there. But after I knew that, because I had a camera for like 3 years and I just never used it, never turned it on. And then Spirit was like, yo, it's time. It's like past time. You like, are you gonna do it or are you not gonna do it? Because if you're not gonna do it, we're gonna go help somebody else that is gonna do it. So it's like, fine, I guess I'll do it. That's how I felt. but I'm glad I did it. And now, like, the world can see the real me. I feel like that I've kept hidden for so long from everybody. And I no longer, well, I never really, I guess that's not true. In my own eyes, like, I tried to be perfect, and like, I wanted the world to see how perfect I am. And I wanted it to like I wanted, when I wanted to come out with this information and knowledge and wisdom, I wanted to be in the position where like I have like everything in life perfect. But it's like, that's not the point. I'm not perfect. I've lived a very chaotic life that was filled with lots of trauma and pain and suffering and not so good moments. But that is what Spirit wants me to show, is that during all those times when I thought nothing in life was worth living for, me turning to Spirit and devoting myself to this way of living, it is very much real, in that miracles and blessings that you never thought existed can happen and will happen if you just believe and have faith and just develop that relationship. And that's what's so good about spirituality, and that I love about spirituality, is that I kind of like formed like my own type of like belief system. And it's just that after learning from all of these different cultures and parts of the world and how they do things, whatever resonated with my spirit and my soul and what stuck with me, I incorporated that into like my type of life and how I want to live things and how I want to set my foundation and morals and like to live by. So I kind of like incorporated all of them, and like they're all very beautiful. They all should be respected, and we shouldn't look at anybody else differently for what they believe and how they choose to represent, or like how they choose to express themselves. From what we're all supposed to believe different things, and the world doesn't want you to believe something different because they want to control things. It's easy to control things when nobody can think for themselves. You know what I mean? When everybody wants a new iPhone every October, it's easy to sell iPhones. You get what I mean? But I don't know. Those who think differently, they get judged very much. It's all, and then like when people, this is how they say, this is when like motivational speakers went to school and stuff and would talk to the kids, they would always say like, I didn't get in this position by listening to those people around me say that I would never do that. I would never be able to achieve my dreams. Like I would never make it this far. The reason why they are in those positions is because they didn't believe those people. Most of the people around you, they don't want to see you be successful because, I don't know, something within themselves is just, they have something going on within themselves if they don't want to see somebody else be successful. But me, I know what it feels like to struggle and not like want to live in. So whatever makes like somebody else happy, enjoy, like feel good in life, I support it 100%. I know that if I want something in life, it's gonna take my effort to get there. I can't just be envious of somebody else because of what they have and not put in the work to get it. It's like, what? What kind of backwards thinking is that? So when people tell me that what they have in life, like I'm truly happy for the things that they have in life and like the success that they, accomplish in life, because that's how it's supposed to be. We're all supposed to cheer each other on. And if you need like a cheerleader or like somebody to just be in your corner, like ask me. I'll be your biggest fan, honestly. For real. Because I know what it's like to not have anybody in your corner believing in you. But it's okay, because I still know that I'm gonna accomplish what it is I'm here to do. Whether you believe it or not, it don't matter. I'm gonna show people, I'm gonna show the world that I don't need a whole team to market me. I don't need I don't need to go to Hollywood to, get tapped in with the right groups of people to become like super successful. Like I don't want to go to Hollywood. Never. I want to show people that you can make your dreams come true anywhere in the world, and you don't have to be marketed by certain things on TV or commercials or a YouTube channel or like podcasts, like super successful places. No, I don't even want to sign like a contract like from anybody. Like I don't want to be stuck or held down or be taking my voice away, or I have to act a certain way or image for this brand. It's like, no, I'm not, that's not me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, take a bunch of money and no longer be able to speak my truth. It's like, I don't want to do that. I want to own all of my own art, my own whatever, because I know the value that it has. I know what I'm worth. And I'm not going to let somebody else make all the profit off of me and use their platform to promote me. It's like, I don't need that. And I want to show everybody else that you don't need that either if you just believe in yourself enough and you if you are skilled and it is what you are good at, no matter what it is, if it's making balloon animals, whatever, it could be, people are going to want to learn from you. It doesn't matter what it is. People like the weirdest things or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You're always going to have some type of audience around everything that you could possibly think of. Whether it's doing tricks on horses or, racing XD cars or whatever. Playing Barbies or opening up toys and I don't even know. If you are skilled at whatever it is that you love to do, there will always be an audience wanting or like wanting to learn from you. And like that is just something that has stuck with me. I think Theo Vaughn said that. Shout out to Theo. But I think he's the one that I remember hearing that from. But it made so much sense to me that follow what it is that you love to do, and money will come. You don't have to worry about money. When you don't focus on the money and you focus on what it is that you love, that's when you attract the real abundance. Jesus, I cannot speak right there. My bad. But that is when you attract real abundance. Just the reason why you feel drawn to do certain things in life is because that is your higher self telling you like, yo, this is what we had planned. Because like your contract, chase that dream and you will love your life. But the more that you hear that voice in your head that says, yo, go this way, go this way, go this way, and you stay at that same job and you don't chase your dreams, it slowly dies. Just and then those type of people, those are the ones that when you ask when they get older, like, what would you done differently in life? They're like, man, I wish I would have just chased my dreams and just, you don't want to get to that point in life where you just wish you would have did something different, or you wish you would have did this or that. It's like, no, like, do it now. Like, try it. Don't have a plan B. Have a plan A, because you have the ability to do it. I've never had a plan B. That's why when I quit baseball, like, I didn't know what I was going to do in life. That was my one plan. And it didn't work out, and I struggled for quite some time on figuring out what it was I was going to do. But then it came. And again, I made it my plan A. I don't have a plan B, and I know it's going to be successful because I know I'm skilled in my craft. But anyways, that is all I have for today. That's just a little bit about myself, about some of my struggles that I've been through. I've been through a lot of pain, and you wouldn't know by the way that I seem like happy. Like, I don't know, the way that I come off, you wouldn't think of like me having, or I don't seem like this person that has had like a super hard life the way that I am, and the way that I like hold myself. I don't know how to explain it. Like, if somebody else had gone through so much pain in their life, like, I guess that was just me. It'd be just me in the past. You'd think like that is what somebody's life would look like if they've been through so much pain. I guess that's the best way I could put it. But it's like that pain doesn't define who you are. And people change, people grow, people learn. And whatever somebody else thinks of you from who you used to be, let them think it. How they see you and how you see yourself, two completely different things. And yeah, don't let somebody else's view on you control your outcome on what you do in life. Then you just become victim to them. You let them control you. They have the upper hand if you don't chase your dreams because of somebody else's views or thoughts on you. Don't let that happen. Be confident in who you are, love yourself, and chase your dreams. Even if they do seem very wild and crazy and everybody told you that it's not gonna happen. I love you guys. That is from me to you, and I'll talk to you soon.